Harrington catches the Stars on CBC at 6. The following is a live presentation of CBC Sports.
Tonight, the Stars of the Steel City test their mettle in Toronto. The Leafs are led by an iron cast of workers, tough and talented, like journeyman-turned-foreman Lou Franciscetti. Babyface John McIntyre adds to Toronto's tough complexion, while Mark Osborne patrols the front line as a grinder who can score goals. Their job this evening is to check the poetry of the pens, featuring Mario Lemieux, now with at least a point in 41 straight games. When the Pittsburgh Penguins need a rush, they get it from coffee. And when they need goals, they'll now look to the new trigger man in town, former Vancouver Canuck Tony Tanti. It's a matchup tonight of grit versus grace from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto.
Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC. To you by Molson Export. Nothing halfway about it. X says it all. By Ford of Canada, where quality is more than a commitment. Quality is job one. And by Esso, going that extra mile.
The Leafs, playing their third game in 4 nights, hope to end a 3-game winless streak as they host the $2 million man, Mario Lemieux, and the Pittsburgh Penguins are in town. Good evening and welcome to Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto and to Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC. I'm Ron McLean. Former Pittsburgh Penguin Dave Hannon, now a member of the Maple Leafs, really wanted to play in this game against his ex-mates tonight. He skated this morning and looked terrific, but Hannon, coming off a knee injury, is a little too sore. He should be ready to go against St. Louis on Wednesday in Toronto. Both teams in action last night. The Leafs were felled 5-2 in Detroit. The Pittsburgh Penguins played host to the Edmonton Oilers and won 6-3. Lemieux had 3 goals and an assist, extending his point-scoring streak to 41 games, 10 shy of the record held by the Great One. In points, though, he now leads the NHL scoring race with 108 compared to Wayne's 103. For their comments on this evening's clash, Pittsburgh and Toronto, let's go upstairs to the gondola and join Bob Cole and Harry Neal.
There is no question about it. This city is turned upside down with the good fortune of the Toronto Maple Leafs. The way they're playing in the National Hockey League this time around, 7th overall. Harry, it's been good for Leaf fans.
This has been a tough place for visiting teams to win, Bob. Toronto in the last 3 games have not won, and they've only scored 10 goals in those 3 games. The Leafs are a team that have to score 4 or more to win. Pittsburgh's exactly the same, so if you're a lover of offensive hockey, buckle up your chin straps. I think you're going to like this one tonight.
They're not only Leaf fans here in Toronto, they're good all-round hockey fans. And they'll be here tonight cheering on Mario. Talking about scoring goals, he has played 41 games straight now by getting at least a point. And just to show that he's still hot, 3 goals and an assist last night.
And during those 41 games, he's enjoyed amassing 85 points. And against the Leafs, in the 16 career games he's played, 35 points. That's the good news. Lemieux is playing with a bad back and can't practice, but just play. Doesn't seem to bother him much.
Okay, the Leafs and Mario and the Pittsburgh Penguins tonight. Coming up, Ron.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Harry. Don, I hope you're good this evening. There are no teams.
Are they coming out? I don't know. Nobody wants to come out first.
The Leaf dressing room, the door is shut, and the Pittsburgh Penguins are just making a move now. In fact, they're about to take to the ice. What about containing Mario Lemieux?
Well, I'm telling you right now, my borrowed this is pretty good, eh? The only way you're going to contain him is with these things. I guarantee you the streak will continue tonight.
So do you predict Pittsburgh will win by virtue of that?
No, I'm not saying they'll win. I'm saying the streak will keep going. Now, how do you contain him? You don't contain him. You try to slow him down. I remember we used to play against Gil Perreault. What you do is you pick him up in the corner in his end. You don't run at him. You don't get him mad. You just get in front of him. As he's coming up, you get in front of him. A little hook there, a little pull there, but don't get him mad.
Very good answer off the cuff. Or Cups. Yeah, here come the Leafs now as they get set to meet that challenge. They lost 5-2 in Detroit. What about that game?
Listen, never mind about them losing last night. They run into a hot goaltender in Hanlon. They played good. I see them starting to go away. From the hitting. You got to hit. They've got to take the body. I know Wendell's gone, but they got to take the body. They played great last night. Keep it going. The streak will continue. I guarantee you.
Young goalies this evening. Peter Angelo for Pittsburgh, Reese for the Maple Leafs. The game is on deck when Olsen, Hockey Night in Canada on CBC, returns to the Gardens in Toronto in a moment.
These days, your participating Texaco and Esso branded retailers are worth getting to know, because with your Sure Winners 2 coupon booklet and their magic pens, you'll receive a $1, $2, or $5 gasoline discount. Or there are instant win prizes, $1,200 in Esso gift certificates, RCA color TVs, cash prizes of $25,000, and 1990 Ford Mustang convertibles. So come in now and let your Texaco and Esso branded retailers make you a sure winner today.
With so much in life incomplete, it's nice to find something that isn't for a change. When you buy a Tempo or Topaz L with a value package, it comes complete with dual electric mirrors, air conditioning, AM/FM stereo, even automatic transmission. It's a complete package that for $12,495 makes complete sense.
Take a look at a sleek, dynamic compact. Feel the power from the fingertip controls to the road-gripping treads. Grab hold and see how this baby rips up the road. The Caterpillar backhoe loader. One tough machine that's surprisingly easy to own.
In Ontario, Crothers is your complete line cat dealer with new backhoes starting from $49,950.
In Canada, a beer must be clean and cold. And it must have a genuine Canadian taste. Molson Canadian. What beer's all about.
We're back at the Gardens in Toronto. 3 games this afternoon in the NHL. The Philadelphia Flyers and Minnesota North Stars went to overtime. Mike Bullard scored with 9 seconds to go in OT. The Flyers win 7-6, their 3rd win in a row. They were outshot 52-23 in that game. The New York Rangers won by 1 as well. Brian Mullen takes the feed by Kelly Kissio. 2-1 New York over the Bruins at Boston Garden. The Bruins have lost 2 in a row on home ice. And the other afternoon game saw Hartford all over Quebec. That's Mike Tomlak, the former star of the University of Western Ontario, signed as a free agent. He scored today to add to the Whalers' 4 others. They win 5-1 over the Quebec Nordiques. Our update game this evening will be from the Forum in Montreal, where Pierre Turgeon and the Buffalo Sabres play the Canadiens in a very important Adams Division clash. Well, here it's Pittsburgh and Toronto. They meet for the final time of the regular season. The Leafs won 1-7-5. The other game was 8-6 in favor of Pittsburgh. Both were high-scoring affairs, and that's the task for Reese and Peter Angelo. The Penguins, by the way, are 4-4-1 since a 6-player swap with they and the Vancouver Canucks. Barry Peterson's been key on face-offs. Tony Tanti had a hat-trick Tuesday against Philadelphia. Rod Buskus had ankle surgery and should return in 10 days. So we're set for the action. The Leafs in Pittsburgh. Let's go up to Bob Cole.
Thank you, Ron, and good evening, everybody. The officials come to center ice. The referee tonight is Dan Maruelli. Mike Civic and Jerry Pateman with him are the 2 linesmen and the goaltenders in this hockey game tonight. For Pittsburgh, it's going to be Frank Pietrangelo. He is 3-1-0 in his career against the Maple Leafs, just called up from Muskegon. For the Maple Leafs tonight, 23-year-old Jeff Reese is 4-2-1 since coming up from Newmarket. This is his first look at Pittsburgh and the great Mario Lemieux. And he comes to center ice with Tandy and Airy on the wings. Coffey and Kite are the Pittsburgh defensemen. Starting for Toronto, Dow at center, Francis Getty on the right, Dave Reed on the left. Iafredi and Marsh are the defensemen, and they take over deep in their own zone. Iafredi is bumped to the ice. Mario Lemieux centers in a shot, and that was was just wide. Lemieux rolled it in front again, and the Leafs' Dave Reed a chance to clear it with Iafrate skating to center and shooting it in. Peter Angelo out there to pick it up and hang on to it. Very quick start for Mario and Pittsburgh.
Well, here are the players not playing tonight. Some of them injured and some of them just sitting out. Tom Barrasso, star goalie with the Penguins, out with a bad groin. Jay Caulfield broke his knuckle last night in a fight. And, of course, Wendell Clark, the knee problem. Doug Carpenter, a little concerned about the fact that his top offensive line, Osborne, Lehman, and Olczyk, were -3 each in each of the last 2 games.
Peterson comes to center ice for Pittsburgh, and it's Olczyk, Lehman, and Osborne for the Maple Leafs. From the faceoff, the Penguins, with Mario dropping it behind the net. He is starting to move up the right side, but the pass doesn't get to him. Osborne cut it off and rolled it in along the boards. Erie backed up a little bit, bumped to the ice, and Kite slides it down the ice. Marsh is going back there. It'll be icing against Pittsburgh.
Craig Patrick, the coach and general manager of the Pittsburgh Penguins, replacing Tony Esposito and Gene Ubriaco. How many games does your team win, I asked Craig, when number 77 and 66 are unproductive? He scratched his chin and said, not many.
With Peterson for Pittsburgh, Brown and Stevens are the wingers, and the face-off is to the left of Peter Angelo. Into the first minute of the hockey game. They tell me standing room only in this building from now till the end of the regular season. Of course, it's usually a sellout, but for sure now, the way the Leafs have been going, completely sold out. Marsh's shot, 3 feet wide of the net. Iafrate was bumped by Stevens, got the puck into the corner, though. Zalapsky trying to clear it. It's going to be Peterson to center ice. Brown up with him on the play. Brown takes the pass. It's rolled back to the line. Brown is tied up along the boards, and Johnson is knocked down. Here's Marks. To the line, and it's center Lehman. Lehman gets up over the Pittsburgh line, trying to stick handle it himself. Couldn't do it. Peterson got the puck away and down the ice. Kern, number 28, Curvers is 25. The Penguins make changes as Osborne comes out there. He played it up on the right side for Marois, and he was stopped. Lemieux on the ice again for Pittsburgh, number 66. Cruising up near center ice. The pass. Tandy threw it off. Now here's Mario, and he just missed it. Out of the net, Jeff Reese cleared it in behind the goal on the other side. Erie to Lemieux. Back of the net. Looks out front, and the shot was deflected wide of the Leaf goal. Pittsburgh keep the heat on. Tandy coming in. Reese got a piece of that. Tandy takes it again, rolled it into the corner, back of the net. Lemieux's tied up, and the net is off the magnets. Kern is all over Mario Lemieux. And Mario got the big right arm off and to one side and just pushed Big Kern away. Boy, they get hot after 2 minutes and 7 seconds of this first period.
And every Pittsburgh player came to Lemieux's rescue when it looked like he and Kern were going to battle. Tony Tanny was there in a hurry, and little Bob Erie was there in a hurry, and you knew Jim Kite was coming.
There has been just one shot on goal so far by Pittsburgh.
In Canada, certain formal situations call for a dignified, refined approach. It's called playing it cool. Molson Canadian, the clean, cold taste of a genuine Canadian beer. What beer's all about.
I'm sure Doug Carpenter said, if you go to Lemieux in our end, you stay with him. Don't worry about the other people. Kern's following orders here, and he's really a burr under the saddle of Big Mario. Now watch, Mario takes it for a while, and then whammo. And Kern's a big boy. Not any bigger than this guy.
face-off just outside the Leaf line. Kite in the penalty box for Pittsburgh.
The Leafs power play 9th, Bob, in the league and 6th here at home. What a great improvement in that part of their game. And the Pittsburgh Penguins struggling at 19th in the penalty killing department.
Fergus takes over at center ice for Toronto. Curvers, a good rushing defenseman with Ramage, and it'll be Curvers taking the puck to center to shoot it in. It came off the boards on a funny hop and hit the back of the net and fooled Frank Pietrangelo for a second, but however, no damage.
Pietrangelo was going to touch the puck. He didn't realize it was icing, and two of his defensemen that were coming back into the zone yelled at him, and so he stepped aside at the last second and gained 200 feet with a quick decision. Let's have a look at it now. And Pietrangelo does not know it's icing. Now he hears right here his teammates, Johnson, yelling, and he gets away from it so they can touch it to gain the advantage.
So the view from behind. Pietrangelo all the way down to this spot to the left of Reese in the Leaf zone, and the Leafs start out. Curvers to Ramage. Pass missed Fergus. Marois slapped it, and it missed Fergus again. Behind the net, Gordon cleared the puck along the boards and all the way down the ice. Minute and a half left in the power play for Toronto. Dumfus, Fergus, and Marois. They start to center ice. The pass in behind to Dumfus, and that will put the play offside. Dumfus knocked to the ice, and the play was called at the Pittsburgh blue line with a minute 19 left in the Pittsburgh penalty.
Well, both these teams are known for their penalty minutes acquired. The Leafs are the most penalized team in the National League, and Pittsburgh the third most. So it would be strange if we didn't see some action like that on the blue line by number 4, Chris Dahlquist. Dumfus, 27 points in his last 23 games, and he's only 3 assists away to break the Leaf record for a left winger.
Brady trying to go in there. He's fighting off Johnson. And the pass on the other side got away from Curvers all the way back into the Leaf zone. Bill Bork, the penalty killer on there, picks it up. Bork, good forechecking, but Olczyk now starting 3 Leafs away. Brady to Osborne, and he goes in. Osborne now loses it. Ricci takes it in behind the net for Pittsburgh, and the puck is cleared down the ice again. 45 seconds left in the penalty. To the Pittsburgh Penguins. No score in this first period. Leafs starting out. Down the right side is Olczyk. Leaving in with him. So is Osborne. So is Iafrate. Iafrate takes the pass on a skate. Now waits. Drew it over in front of the net. And it was deflected away by Zalapsky down the ice. 25 seconds to kill on the penalty now for Pittsburgh. Olczyk coming in. He's in a good spot. The backhander is tipped in front of the net, away from the goal. Osborne took a shot, was blocked. Leafs keep it in. Richardson throw a pass, and Lehman is in front. Olczyk got the puck to him. It got back to the line. Ramage shot deflected wide of the goal. Dahlquist cleared right out of the stick of Osborne. He threw it in front. Here's a shot. Pietrangelo stopped that Olczyk shot. Olczyk takes it again and cleared it into the corner, and he was checked on the play. Dahlquist can't get it out, but out of the penalty box, Kite hit roll right in front of the net again. Kite had a chance to clear it and missed it, and Pietrangelo had to cover up.
Just because a wagon carries boxes doesn't mean it has to look like one. Maybe it's time you traded your dog for a cat.
You'll notice that Mario Lemieux is not taking face-offs tonight. Tanti does, or they put out Brent Peterson. You have to wonder whether it's his bad back or maybe he hurt his hand in last night's game against the Edmonton Oilers. Usually he does take the draw and is pretty good on it.
And the face-off this time is to the right of the Pittsburgh net. There is still no score in this first period. McIntyre trying to get a skate in on it. It comes back to him. He's tied up, though. Richardson shot. Picked away by Peter Angelo. Screen shot by Richardson. And the goaltender, Peter Angelo, saw it. Made the stick save. Coffey ripped it on the boards, but not out. Richardson kept it in. Now Coffey is skating away with Lemieux up on the play. It goes into Erie, into the corner. He tried to center it. Back of the net, that's Mario Lemieux. Toss the pass to Coffey. He's knocked to the ice, and there's going to be a penalty to Francis Getty. And the Maple Leafs, he upended Coffey, and he is going off.
There's banking, and then there's Scotia Banking. Our roots are here in small-town Canada. It's where we grew up, helping people and communities all across the country to grow and prosper. In one important way, we've never changed. We still think of every city neighborhood as a small town, a few blocks square, full of people worth believing in. That's what Scotia Banking is all about.
Lou Francis Getty of the Maple Leafs for hooking, so a Pittsburgh power play.
Well, Paul Coffey, who leads the NHL defenseman in goals, jumped off the point to try and get a pass out from Lemieux, who had the puck behind the net, and you can see Francis Getty pull him down.
Coffey blasted a shot right from the face-off, and Reese made a big stop. A high shot to the right side, and Reese made a good move to stop it. Leafs chance to clear it out. They get it up to now. Oh, 2-on-1 with Iafrate. Iafrate! They go for rebound, score! Iafrate! Short-handed goal for the Maple Leafs. Iafrate getting his own rebound.
It's the 11th short-handed goal the Leafs have scored this year. Iafrate gets one chance off the post. Another one he fans on, but he doesn't miss the third one. And the Pittsburgh Penguins have given up their 16th goal against while they were on the power play.
Toronto goal scored by number 33, Al Iafrate. Assist number 24, Dan Daoud. And number 12, Mark Osborne. Time 5:19.
5:19. Osborne and Daoud assisting on the goal. Iafrate with his own rebound. 3 shots at it, and he scored. 1-0 Toronto.
Quite a conference going on at center ice involving the linesman and Marawelli and almost all the players. And this occurred, of course, after the goal. There was no dispute that I could see on the goal, but I'm wondering what happened after to cause this long, relatively sensible-looking argument here. Marawelli explaining to Lemieux and Marsh.
Obviously, Pittsburgh not happy with a goal being scored. We didn't see anything like a possible offside. But they're still talking to the referee at center ice. However, it's 1-0 Toronto on the shorthanded goal by Iafrate. Marsh slaps it into the Pittsburgh end of the rink. 1.5 minutes left of the Leaf penalty. Here come the Penguins. Coffey cuts for the goal. He centered it. Iafrate was there. So was Mario Lemieux. Got it back along the line. Left it there. Mario gets it again. Set it up to Brown. He can't shoot it, and the Leafs break out again. Now once more at center. He backhanded a pass, but Iafrate had left that spot. Here comes Brown. He's in there with a pass in front. Mario Lemieux couldn't reach it. It was near the goalpost. Lemieux tied up in the corner. Now shot down. He's doing a pretty good job while shorthanded. The Maple Leafs have scored, and they've killed 1 minute and 10 seconds of the penalty so far. Mario couldn't reach the pass. That will be icing against Pittsburgh with 41 seconds left in the Lou Francis Getty penalty.
Well, the Pittsburgh Penguins, who are 10th in the league on the power play, are having an awful time getting organized here for a good chance on goal. And of course, they've given up the shorthanded goal to the Leafs. And you can be sure that Coach Carpenter has singled out 77 and 66. Whenever you go to them, stay with them. Don't let him get back in the play.
McIntyre wins this face-off. Curran rolled it up from the blue line, and Coffey takes over. Dropped it behind the net for Cullen. John Cullen played it back to the left side, and Bork is moving in. He is stopped. Fired in behind the net by Lemieux, and the Leafs get it out across the line again. Lemieux and Coffey. 15 seconds left in the Leaf penalty. Here's Mario stealing, shooting, missed on the far side by about 6 inches with that hard shot. McIntyre is bumped on the play by Stevens. He got the puck loose. Back to Bork. On the other side, Coffey slapped one in there. Lemieux went after it in the goal mouth area. Tried to jam it back in front. He did. Stevens got it back. The penalty is over. Another long shot from the line by Coffey. Cullen trying to rip a pass in off the boards. But the Leafs relieved the pressure by shooting it down the ice. It got right on the net. So no icing. Osborne cleared that now. Thibodeau intercepts. He tried to make a play, had to sidestep a hit from Stevens. He gets loose. Thibodeau. And he bumps one on the outside of the post. Thibodeau very fast, jumping in to the hole to the right of Frank Pietrangelo, and he nearly got one.
If you stripped Ford Taurus of all its awards, erased all the glowing reviews, and introduced it today, it would still be ahead of its time.
McLean and Don Cherry at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. We welcome you wherever you are, coast to coast in Canada. 1-0, the Leafs, a shorthanded goal by Iafrate at 5:19.
Barry Peterson, recently acquired by the Penguins from Vancouver, was injured on the last shift and is now getting some attention in the first aid room. We'll try and keep you up to date on that situation.
12 minutes, 24 seconds left in the opening period. Thibodeau, number 7, on the face-off for the Maple Leafs. Randy Gillam for Pittsburgh. Gillam won the draw. The puck is loose along the boards. Thibodeau tried to move up. Here's Tom Poos picking his way in there. Backhand shot, and he just missed. Knocked across the line to center ice. Loney skating in, a weak shot. Reese played it up on the boards himself and got out over the line to center ice. And Jim Johnson will come back for Pittsburgh. Tom Poos forechecking for the Leafs. Couldn't stop that long pass. Thibodeau has it at center. He is tied up and got rid of it. Johnson back. Played it onto the stick of Marois. He stepped over the line to Thibodeau. He's covered. Thibodeau was stopped. Gillen left it. But near center ice, it's cleared away. Simlak trying to go in. Fired the puck in behind the net. Tom Poos just got it out of the zone. Near center ice, Marois. He is stopped. Gordon Dineen back in for Pittsburgh. A good move, but he was hit by Ramage. He nearly got away from Ramage. Spun him around. Richardson shooting it down the ice. Icing waved off. Allowing the Leafs to make changes now with 11:05 left in the period. 1-0 Toronto. Goal by Iafrate. Backhander by Bork. Missed the net. 2 Leafs on the move. Olczyk comes up over the line. The pass goes into Pearson, but they were offside at the Pittsburgh blue line.
Well, Scott Pearson, one of the bright young prospects for the Maple Leafs. He burns up the American League when they send him down, as you can see by that stat. Up here, where things are a little faster and the players are a little smarter and a little bigger, he doesn't get the chance to get to the American League. But I think you could write his name down as a Maple Leaf that's going to be heard from before too long.
Marsh Iafrate, the Leaf defenseman. John Cullen is number 11 in there for Pittsburgh. He's with Ricci and Bork. Lehman with Pearson and Olchuk now, the Toronto Maple Leaf line. Lehman stopped near center. Iafrate will take it in toward the net. Gets it up to the line. Now Pearson on the move, but he's across center, taking the pass, and that is offside. Toronto second in the Norris division, but Harry, Pittsburgh third in the Patrick. But as Craig Patrick said tonight, they lose tonight, they could be sixth.
Well, 5 points separate the first from the last place team in the Patrick division, and currently Pittsburgh is tied for the last spot. Can you imagine, with the league's leading scorer and the league's leading scoring defenseman, that this team could miss the playoffs? And when you really think of it, the National League playoffs could start in April without Lemieux, Coffey, Gretzky, and Steve Yzerman.
That's enough.
It could happen, though, Bob.
I know.
Unbelievable. The Team Canada coach in the World Tournament, he'd be the only happy guy in Canada, wouldn't he?
Think about it. Even if they do make the playoffs, some of them will leave after the first round no matter what. Boy, it's tight this year. Interest has never been higher. Reed is in there for Toronto. Francis Getty can't get the shot away. He was stopped by Jim Kite. That's Kite, number 3 in the corner. Francis Getty comes in to help. No help needed because Iafrate stepped up now. Francis Getty bumped along the boards, and McIntyre gets the pass out front. A hard shot off the glove of Peter Angelo. Reed let it fly for the top corner, and Peter Angelo reached up. He made a great save.
The time is right. Oh, it's her fun. Let's go on the hill, go on and take a run. Everybody fooling around, just having fun. It's the silver bullet, it's the right beer now. The right time, the right beer, Coors Light right here. Catch the light right, taste of Coors Light. Hold on to the silver bullet, it's the right beer now.
Stand by, Vancouver. In our first intermission, I'll ask Don Cherry in the coach's corner about the plight of the Canucks. Now let's return to Bob Cole and Harry Neal.
Okay, Ron, 1-0. The Maple Leafs are leading with 9:47 remaining in the first period. 44's McIntyre. Here comes Curran from the line. Curran gets ready for the shot, and he just missed. Might have hit somebody in front of the net. Missed on the stick side of Peter Angelo. Leafs after the puck. Francis Getty falling, and Pittsburgh clearing the zone. John Cullen moves it up over the line, threw a pass up in front of the Leaf net. Reese knocked it away, and the Leafs clear the zone again, all the way down the ice. Jim Kite back. Francis Getty ran into him. He just kept coming. Coffey stick handling away to center. He's in over the line. Coffey, the backhander, missed it, bounced in front. Into the corner is Bob Airy. Left it. Hopped over Lemieux's stick. Pass back to Kite, but he was nowhere near it. And all the way back into the Pittsburgh zone. The Leafs change again very quickly. 8:50 remaining in the period. Dom Foose was forechecking on Jim Kite. Cut away from him. Now Fergus and Dom Foose are moving up. Fergus gets ready. To Dom Foose. Another nice save by Peter Angelo. Dom Foose back at the goal. Tried to center and hit the side of the net. Lemieux missed it, nearing center ice. And Fergus turns up for Dom Foose, getting away from a hit. Kite now rolled it up to the Leaf blue line. Richardson lost it. Lemieux going in there. Couldn't stop Ramage. Now he has it back in the net. He centered it. And the Leafs get away with that one and clear it out. They nearly set up a 2-on-1. Up near center was Dom Foose and Marois. Nobody could pick up the pass, though. Stevens now to center. Dom Foose brings it over the line, and he's upended. Zalewski got a piece of him. Jim Johnson starts the Penguins out, gets it up to Brown. Brown waited. Mario Lemieux was offside by about 15 feet on the play.
Well, good news for the Pittsburgh fans. Those people across Canada like Barry Peterson. You can see over the right eye a little cut. And since he's joined the Pittsburgh Penguins from Vancouver, he has 3 points. He missed 20 games earlier this year with a fractured thumb. This guy, see, 200-point seasons, Barry Peterson. Lou Franceschetti, who does this on a regular basis, finishes check. The Leafs do it as well as any team in the league right now, and that was a great example of it.
Old check to Osborne. Lehman was up there, but he couldn't get the pass. It was cut off by Zalapski. John Cullen has to back up, gives it to Zalapski. Bork on the other side grabs it for Pittsburgh. Now his pass up through the middle for Ricci. Shoots it in behind the Leaf net. Reese stepping out. Toronto clearing. Old check to Lehman. Osborne on the play, and again Zalapski breaks it up, sending the Leafs back. Iafrate, who has scored the goal for Toronto. It was shorthanded. And the Leafs lead by that margin, 1-0, with 7 minutes remaining in the opening period. Bork shoots it in, and Marsh has to cover up. He's around the net. Marsh to Osborne. Up through the middle is Thibodeau. He takes the pass on his skate, goes in. Can't get a shot. Coffey covering on Thibodeau, and Thibodeau is hit hard by Bob Erie. Coffey trying to get Pittsburgh going. They had a quick shift to start the game, but have been in second gear ever since. That's Franceschetti. They holler Lou as he picks up the puck to go in, but it's offside on this play with 6 minutes, 23 seconds left of the period.
You know, the decision you make here at the pump has a lot to do with how your car performs year-round. What you put into it is what you get out of it. And when you put in Esso Supreme, you get a premium unleaded gasoline designed with high octane and improved cleaning power to deliver peak performance. Esso Supreme, the supremely intelligent gasoline. Esso, going that extra mile.
You can see Thibodeau rubbing his head. He thought he was by Paul Coffey on the outside. And just as he figured he had him beat, number 12, Bob Erie, appeared and sticks his elbow right at Thibodeau's head. Pittsburgh, the third most penalized team, don't mind throwing a few checks either. Thibodeau felt that one.
Pittsburgh now with Gillen, Maloney, and Zemlak. The Leafs, McIntyre, Pearson on the left side, Franceschetti, number 15, on the right wing. Pittsburgh moving the puck into the Leaf zone. Out of the net is Jeff Reese. Takes a look around. He saw Gillen come in. There's Gillen with the puck. He centered in a quick shot. And Reese a big save. Scramble in front of the net. Again, Gillen let it go, but not much on that one. And he missed the goal. Reese, a couple of big saves. Early going for Toronto. Leading 1-0. McIntyre given a bump on the boards by Gord Dineen. Here is Zemlak. He's called up today. Loney through the middle. Gillen going in with a shot that's gloved by Reese. He put it right under the stick of Loney, though. Gillen was tied up, couldn't make a play in front of the net. Leaves Pearson. He was bumped by Dineen, but kept going. Down West, bumped by Pearson. The two players fall behind the Pittsburgh net. Pearson is still in there, so Marois can't go in. Ramage backing up. Richardson, the other defenseman, takes his pass. Gets rid of it and slides all the way down the ice. Right back. That is icing against Toronto. 5:19 was the time of the only goal of the period so far. And it was Iafrate from Daou and Osborne.
Jim Kite, 6'5", 220 pounds, the 12th overall pick by the Winnipeg Jets in 1984. And Jim, who has a hearing impaired problem, runs a school, a hockey school for kids that are hearing impaired in Winnipeg. and gets a great turnout every summer.
Tandy, number 9, puts the stick on the big red dot to the left of Jeffries. Ramage around the net for Toronto, through the middle. Damphus lost the puck, and Erie fired it through the middle. Mario Lemieux going in, and again offside. Tandy picked it up just behind the play, outside the blue line. Mario was offside.
Tony Tandy, who was also acquired from Vancouver in the Peterson, Busquets, Capuano, McBain, and Quinn deal. 4 of those 6 players in that trade were first-round draft picks in 1983. In fact, 13 first-rounders in '83 are still playing in the National League, but only 3 with the teams that drafted them. LaFontaine, John McLean, and Steve Yzerman. Neely, Barrasso, Courtnall, Gagne, Sylvain Turgeon. That was quite a year in the draft.
Olczyk, Osborne, and Lehman. The big line for the Maple Leafs. They have been very explosive. Here comes Osborne. He picks it up off the board, centered it, and the shot by Lehman missed on the short side. Pretty good setup, though, by Osborne to Lehman. Now Coffey looking for room to skate. Tandy to Coffey. Coffey can't handle it. Ramage all over him. He bumped it. They shot in front very quickly and stopped by Reese. Boy, he's been sharp. Young Jeff Reese. Not tested a lot, but when he has had to make a save, been a little bit brilliant. Shot from outside the line is blocked by Peter Angelo. 4:12 left in the period.
Mario Lemieux, what more can you say about this guy? Many of his 88-89 feats are numerous. I mean, impressive. Here are 3 that I remember. Here's Lemieux taking a quick shot about 6 feet out. But the 3 Lemieux stats that really stand out as far as I'm concerned last year, he got 199 points. Pittsburgh got 347 goals. Mario was in on 57.3% of them. He was the only player in the history of the National League to finish in the top 5 in shots on goal and shooting percentage. And Bob, he was held pointless in only 8 games last year.
And the last one this year was against Montreal back on October 28th, where the Canadiens defeated Pittsburgh 5-1. He's been going ever since. Nearly had one right there for Pittsburgh here in the first period against the Maple Leafs. But Iafrate has the only goal to date.
You know, for 2 teams that are dangerous on the rush, they both score a lot of goals on the rush. Both teams defensively have not given up very many odd man situations through the center zone, and that's, of course, the key to reduce the goals against when you're playing against either the Leafs or Pittsburgh.
Peterson against Thibodeau. Iafrate stepping up along the boards. Iafrate trying to get in front. He's in there. Couldn't get the shot, though. The last second, somebody got down in front of the net to help Peter Angelo. Iafrate looking clever on that move. Pittsburgh moving the puck out, and Stevens is up after it, but Pearson comes back for Toronto. Slapped it on the boards. Brown knocked it down. Apparently, he was just outside the line. And Mike Civic, the linesman right there, called the play, and Stevens was offside.
Kevin Stevens with 21 goals, 6'3", 217 pounds. He was originally drafted by L.A., then traded to Pittsburgh for Anders Håkansson, one of the many good moves by Ed Johnson. 4 years at Boston College, 1 year at the Olympics. From Brockton, Massachusetts, home of one of your idols, Bob, Rocky Marciano.
Yes, sir.
Took a plane crash to knock him out.
Pearson slap one away. Peterson bumped by Pearson again. Here's Pearson. Another bump on Brown, who fell to the ice. Reese has to step out of the net. To line it up for Marsh. He was stopped by Stevens. Leafs trying to clear the puck out. That's Thibodeau, number 7, holding it with a skate. He has to move it, and he does. Now it's in along the boards again, and Thibodeau is back in there. Iafrate falling on the puck now. Thibodeau finally getting it loose and going around the goal. Turning out. Long pass, nearly picked off by Stevens at the line. Coming back is Jim Johnson. Less than 3 minutes to go in the period. Pass intercepted by Damphus. He's through there and let fly a hard shot and just missed. Dom Foose. Stopped by Johnson. Burgess goes in after Zalapski. Zalapski falling. Burgess cleared it up behind the net. Johnson is there watching Dom Foose. Players fall to the ice. Kern missed the chance to poke it in. And Stevens brings it out. Ahead to Brown. He's stopped. Dom Foose again on the move. He's up over the line. Dom Foose trying to stick handle in away from Kite. It's centered to Burgess. And a shot. High one. What a chance for Burgess. Here's Brown and Lemieux. Lemieux coming in. Mario Lemieux turning around. He had Kern go down. Side of the net and reach. Out of the crease to grab it. One end a scoring chance. And then at the other end another.
With so much in life incomplete, it's nice to find something that isn't for a change. When you buy a Tempo or Topaz L with a value package, it comes complete with dual electric mirrors, air conditioning, AM/FM stereo, even automatic transmission. It's a complete package that for $12,495 makes complete sense.
Wondered how Mario Lemieux could have 108 points and be a -14. That little giveaway right there is one of the reasons why.
Face off deep in the Leafs zone. Leafs have to hustle back for it. Ramage takes it around the net to get away from Tandy. Gets to the line and gets rid of it. It is knocked down by Lemieux. He played it up across the line to Tandy. He chopped it away to the corner. Richardson takes over against Tandy. Tandy took the puck away, and Coffey up for Lemieux going in. Ramage back, and Lemieux fall to the ice, and Reese holds it. And no further play. Mario Lemieux trying to get away from the Leaf defenseman knockdown. And Reese smothered the puck. Here it is.
Well, Lemieux's a tough guy to get. Ramage grabs him by the back of the shirt and hogtails him to the ice. When he gets a little leverage on you, Lemieux, you're in trouble. He's the most silent stick handler I have ever not heard. Most guys you can hear up here in the gondola stick handle. Not Lemieux. Soft hands. Bobby Orr, Ivan Boldarov. Those guys could stick handle and you couldn't hear them.
And he just seems to make it look so easy. A picture to watch. Been shut out so far in this first period, and only 1:20 remaining. Cullen trying to dig it out. He does. Slides it through the crease, though. And the Leafs Osborne will clear it, leaving it there for Lehman. Good move by Lehman on the boards. Coming in, Lehman with Olczyk. Lehman still hangs on, and look at him. He's going in. Oh, the chance by Olczyk. And what a brilliant piece of stick handling. Talking about stick handling by Gary Lehman. Cullen coming in, drop back right in front of the net. Cullen, he scores. Pittsburgh scoring. Cullen just staying with it and going right for the net.
One of the few times tonight the Leafs have given up an odd man situation coming into their zone. This was a 3-on-2, and two fellas went to the puck carrier, leaving Cullen all alone, who slid it underneath Reese to score. And John Cullen scores his 18th goal of the season on a mix-up on a three-man rush by the Toronto Maple Leafs. Score 1-1.
19:10, the time of the goal. That ties it. Cullen's 18th on the season. Bork and Ricci assisted. And the shots are even at this point at 8 apiece. Lemieux played it back inside his own blue line. Kite allowed the puck to come off the boards and just roll to center ice. Iafrate upended by Tandy. Reed going in there for Toronto against Coffey. Penguins on the puck though, and they hook it away and down the ice. Iafrate back, 20 seconds left in the period. Here's Coffey, his shot, kicked away by Reese, a good stick save. by Jeff Reese. 10 seconds left. As Reed comes up, he got rid of it. It rolled into the corner in Kite. Takes a look up at the clock, hangs on to it, and now lifts it out to center as the horn goes to end the period. Iafrate on a short-handed effort by Toronto. Got the first goal, his 13th of the season, from Daou and Osborne at 5:19. And just 50 seconds ago, Cullen, his 18th, from Bork and Ricci. That was at 19:10. The shots, 9 for Pittsburgh, 8 by the Maple Leafs. And coming up next, there he is, Don Cherry in the coach's corner. The score of the end of the first period, Pittsburgh 1, Toronto 1.
You say Bradisol comes in several favorite flavors. It's been a trusted sore throat remedy for over 20 years. It better work fast.
Bradisol medicated lozenges start soothing sore throats instantly.
Okay, my throat feels better.
Imagine taking your favorite game and making it easier to win. That's the whole idea behind the all-new Winterio Extra. Thousands of extra instant prizes up to $5,000. Extra cash prizes by matching just 2 numbers. And the big extra, a grand prize you win by matching only 5 numbers in any order. The all-new Winterio Extra. It's extra easy to win.
The west coast of Florida is divided into 2 different worlds, Busch Gardens and the Pinellas Suncoast. One's peaceful, one's wild. One's relaxed, one's exhilarating, one's tranquil, one's flamboyant, one's a dream, one's a fantasy. If you're planning a Florida vacation, shouldn't you get the best of both worlds? Busch Gardens, the Pinellas Suncoast, on the west coast of Florida.
Play, score, and win at all A&P Dominion stores. You could win one of 26 trips for 4 to Orlando, Florida, home of Walt Disney World Resort. Courtesy of Canadian Holidays, a world of vacations. Or win this color TV from Emerson, a Skill Home Workshop, a 35mm camera from Fuji, or this car phone from Cantel. Next week's features, Quaker Oats. It's the right thing to do. And give yourself a fresh start each morning with Old South Frozen Concentrated Orange Juice.
Red Lobster.
Imagine 30 shrimp, just $9.95.
Red Lobster for the seafood.
$9.95 for garlic shrimp. Ah, golden fried.
Red Lobster for the seafood lover.
Grilled in lemon pepper. 30 shrimp. Incredible taste, incredible value. Just $9.95.
Red Lobster for the seafood lover in you.
And kids can get a complete meal from just $2.95.
You say Bradisol comes in several favorite flavors. It's been a trusted sore throat remedy for over 20 years. It better work fast.
Bradisol medicated lozenges start soothing sore throats instantly.
Okay, my throat feels better.
Coach's Corner is brought to you by Pepsi. It's got what it takes.
This is Jim Van Horn and John Welling. On November 26, 1989, millions of Canadians witnessed the first live nationally televised taste challenge directly from the Grey Cup.
And what a challenge it was. Diet 7-Up went head-to-head on taste with Diet Coke.
As we broadcast this challenge live, a clear leader emerged.
It was a decisive win for Diet 7-Up. In fact, of those fans who challenged their taste, 62% preferred the taste of Diet 7-Up over Diet Coke.
Diet 7-Up. Challenge your taste.
All right, what about the Bruins? What are you laughing about?
I don't know. I shouldn't be laughing. Bruins lost.
That's right. 2-1 to the New York Rangers. What happened?
Roger Nielsen's got them playing the old Peterborough style. 6 guys back. They get up a goal. They're all a foot higher now. Nyland's there. The Rangers look pretty good. Bernie Nichols looks like $1 million out there. Looks like they got a nice little team now.
I always hate bringing it up, but you seem to always bring it up. Remember the time you tried 6 guys back against Montreal in '79?
Yeah.
Okay, let's move ahead to John Kordick's suspension. 2 games and a $500 fine, which he'll likely serve against the Hartford Whalers and Los Angeles Kings for comments made about Mike Modano, and then he furthered that with...
Listen, John, I told you last week, keep your mouth shut. Brian O'Neill picks up the paper and he reads where John says, I thought I was getting more. I guarantee you, John, the next time you get in front of Brian, you're going to get shot. Believe me.
And you really did spend a lot of time with him last Saturday.
I said, no, that's how he listens to me. He says he's not going to talk to the reporters, and then he talks to the reporters again.
Suddenly, I have a new respect for John Cordick. Did you ever have players like that you kept at them? Don't say anything, don't do anything?
No, I got rid of guys that give me a hard time. That's what I did. I got rid of them, and I brought in new guys. Remember that.
Yeah, okay, we'll try to. Vancouver. You have to feel sorry for Vancouver. 2 tremendous efforts against Calgary. Paul Ranheim scored shorthanded goals in each game to really set the Canucks back, and then 8-1 drubbing at the hands of the Winnipeg Jets.
I'm not laughing about that one. By the way, Ranheim, Rookie of the Year, so far as I'm concerned, he's going to get about...
Makarov?
Yeah. Anyhow, we'll go on to something else here. Bob McCammon, I feel so sorry for him. Everybody, you know, he's going to get fired. Funny, eh? Pat Quinn, John Ziegler, just last week said Pat Quinn could coach. Isn't that funny? Just
Why?
happened.
Is it funny?
Well,
everything's striking me funny tonight.
Everybody says McCammon's going to get fired, and then Pat Quinn can coach. John Ziegler said, you know, anyhow, I feel sorry for McCammon. You know, he said some awful things about me, but funny, he was up for Coach of the Year last year. Now he's Dumb of the Year, right? He never brought the Russians in for $1.7 million. Pat Quinn never brought them in. You know who brought them in? I'm going to tell you who brought them in. The Griffiths. The Griffiths, the owners, brought them in. I know for a fact the general manager 5 years ago got hecked. Harry Neal got hecked for not drafting them.
But can you blame the Griffiths for going after this
That's true yet.
untapped resort?
I'll get to those a little later. Anyhow, they draft them. They get rid of Harry. They bring in Pat Quinn. They've got them there. Now they're paying $1.7 million. Now they're lousy, let's face it. The reason they're not in the playoffs, and I said this before the season, I said it right here in Hockey Night Canada, they wouldn't make the playoffs, they're not. So whose fault is it? Well, it's not Pat Quinn's because he wasn't here. It's not Bob McCammon, it's not the players. The players did great. I know they got beat 7-1, but they tried. And especially guys like Butcher and that Ronnie Stern. Let me tell you something, folks. That Ronnie Stern took on the Barbarian twice. Now, everybody asks me what's heart. I'm getting off here, but I'm going to tell everybody when I go to banquet, you're always talking about heart. I'm talking about heart when you're down 7-1, when you're out of the playoffs, you're going nowhere. That's heart when you fight the Barbarian. Could be your last fight. That's the kind of guy. They all have the heart of Ronnie Stern. They'd be in the playoffs.
So you say Bob should keep his job in the Griffiths?
Absolutely. What are we getting near the end here?
Yes.
Anyhow, that's the way I feel about it. But Bob should keep his job. He was Coach of the Year last year, or should have been Coach of the Year last year. It was the Griffiths' fault there, and that's the story. When guys don't know what they're doing and make guys draft like the Russians, leave the hockey to hockey people.
I think they did what they thought was in the best interest of the club, and you can't blame them for that. What about the Oilers and Ruzicka? You have no time.
All right, wait, I just want to say that. December 31st, I said, you remember out in Edmonton, I said, they're bringing in that guy, 6'4". The reason he wears a mask is he doesn't want his head hit his head
9,
on the girders. What
8,
is it?
7.
That's it. I told
6,
you they'd go in the tank, and when
5,
they bench slam, and that's
Molson
it.
Hockey Night in
4
Canada
wins.
on CBC
4 wins.
returns in a moment.
Coach's Corner is brought to you by Pepsi. It's got what it takes.
Reimer delivers the West. Reimer speeds your freight west across Canada, beyond the Great Lakes, across the prairies and the Rockies, to the Pacific coast, and everywhere a road reaches. Western Canada is Reimer country. Nobody delivers it better, faster, and at a more cost-efficient price. And nobody dares challenge Reimer's exclusive guarantee, on time or free. Reimer Express, winner, Canada Award for Business Excellence in Quality.
Cheese lovers, pan pizza from Pizza Hut. More of what you love about pizza. A special blend of 3 cheeses, fresh mozzarella, tangy cheddar, mounds of Monterey Jack. Choose 2 irresistible toppings. Cheese lovers pan pizza only from Pizza Hut. Think you'd like to try it? Oh, yeah.
Some will let life get complicated. Others will never let life get that way. The Great Western Garment Company. Pure and simple.
Wise investors seek one thing, information. For example, did you know that a mutual fund could be used as an RSP? Well, it can. And for over 20 years, mutual funds called Roy Fund have been available through Royal Bank branches. For more information about the long-term growth potential of a Roy Fund for your retirement, talk to a mutual fund representative at a Royal Bank branch soon. Roy Fund, the long-term RSP alternative.
Often, real estate matters can seem like a giant puzzle. Let a Transworld professional help. As members of one of the world's most advanced real estate networks, Transworld professionals are dedicated to you. With Transworld's advanced communications network, training system, and dynamic profit sharing plan, our professionals are among the very best. Turn to a Transworld real estate office and discover why real estate matters needn't puzzle you anymore.
With the #1 draft pick, Punch Imlach chose a premier talent. The 1970 amateur draft brought Buffalo's Gilbert Perreault. Tonight, his story on Ford's great moments in hockey.
Pulling power. Which full-size pickup truck has the most? We took the truck with the biggest standard engine and put it up against the truck with the most standard torque. And let them pull. And the answer is, it's the truck with both. Ford F-Series has the biggest engine and the most torque. The best-selling truck in Canada is #1 for all the right reasons.
His legend was spawned during his junior career in Montreal on behalf of the Junior Canadians. Gilbert Perreault's teenage achievements drew Buffalo general manager Punch Imlach's keen eye, convincing him to opt for the slick center as a team savior for the Buffalo Sabres in 1970. Imlach dubbed Perreault a franchise player, and he lived up to that billing. His career included 512 goals. Many scored in spectacular style as he centered the famed French Connection. His 1,326 career points stand him 8th on the all-time NHL list. He retired in 1987, ending a 17-year career earmarked with flash and dash. Great Moments in Hockey is presented by Ford of Canada. Around the NHL on this day, our update game, no scoring at the end of one. Roy and Malarchuk are the goalkeepers. The Sabres outshot the Canadians 11-9 in period 1 at the Forum. They're headed to the second there. This afternoon, Mullen had the winner for the New York Rangers at Boston. Nichols set up the Wilson goal for Cam Neely, goal number 38 on the season. Another matinee game saw Hartford spoil the managerial debut of Maurice Filion. Quebec falls by 4 at Le Colisée. And the other day game, Philadelphia over Minnesota 7-6 in overtime. Tim Kerr gets to 600 career points with his 12th goal on the year. Detroit and St. Louis set to get underway. The same holds true of the late start Calgary at Los Angeles. The Flames, with just 4 defeats in their last 23, were tied at 1 at the end of 1 here in Toronto. Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC. We'll be right back.
With Vaseline Lip Therapy, you may never get chapped lips again.
Because Vaseline Lip Therapy covers completely. It protects, moisturizes, and relieves chapping. With Vaseline Lip Therapy, you may never get chapped lips again.
Ford Ranger, now available with a 160 horsepower engine. It's the most powerful Ranger ever. And only Ford gives you 4-wheel drive at the touch of a button. Which makes Ranger something even better, a street machine that isn't confined to the street. Ford Ranger, the best-selling compact truck in Canada, is #1 for all the right reasons. Now get 9.9% financing.
A lot of places promise reliable brake repairs, but why take chances? Mrs. Purvis knows nobody tops Midas. Steve here has been servicing brakes for years. Midas brake specialists are trained professionals. Heck, I run this place, but Steve knows more about brakes than I ever will. And that's why Midas guarantees Mrs. Purvis's brake pads and shoes for as long as she owns her car. Don't take chances with your brakes. Come to Midas. Nobody tops the Top Guns. Nobody.
In Canada, a beer must be clean and cold. And it must have a genuine Canadian taste. Molson Canadian. What beer's all about.
This portion of Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC has been brought to you by Ford of Canada. At Ford, quality is job one.
Al Iafrate has scored for Toronto. And for Pittsburgh, John Collins. And a 1-1 tie as we get ready for period number 2. I thought, Harry, that the Maple Leafs started quickly, but so did Pittsburgh. But then the Penguins kind of slowed down, and we didn't have a real fast period from start to finish.
Well, 1-1 for these two teams and 9-8 in shots is certainly not the offense they often show when they play. Both teams seem to be very cautious of the strength of the other team to cause trouble on the rush. And both teams defensively did a pretty good job that period. And they're not known for playing that way very often.
Only 2 penalties called in the period. Kite of Pittsburgh for roughing and Franciscetti of Toronto for hooking. And we're ready for period number 2. McIntyre for the Maple Leafs at center ice. Tandy takes the face-off. Mario Lemieux, of course, is the center ice player for Pittsburgh on this line. Coffey has to hurry back. In along the boards. Coffey guarding the front of the net. Reed centered it. Iafrate Bennett. Rebound and score! Franciscetti was open.
The whole play had a chance to work because nobody covered the point man who stepped in off the point. You see Iafrate? I think that was Mario Lemieux, number 66 man. He plays the wing defensively in his own zone. And he didn't even see Iafrate come in there. He got the pass out over to Franciscetti to make it 2-1.
Iafrate and Reed assisted on the goal by Franciscetti. 15 seconds. Franciscetti again got in the open, but this time his shot is blocked. Coffey lifts one out across the line to center ice. Iafrate stopped it. Thought he had some room to skate in. Now he drops to his knees and Kite to Tanny. Pass to Lemieux across the line. Lemieux trying to pass it along the blue line. It's intercepted by Iafrate. Up there with McIntyre. McIntyre gets ready. Tries to find somebody open. McIntyre himself now spinning around in the corner. Getting away from Kite. Back to the line, the easy shot by Osborne is gloved by Peter Angelo. And it's cleared down the ice. Pittsburgh going in there, picking it up. Nobody could make a play, though. Leafs get it out. Lehman has to back up a bit near center. Lehman left side for Olchak. Back to Osborne. Osborne in front of Lehman. Puck around this line of Olchak, Lehman, and Osborne. Brown dropped it back. Here's Johnson going in with a shot. Reese got a piece of that. Comes off the boards and out over the line. Johnson again. Shoots one in from center ice. Reese stepping behind the net. Osborne slapped it back. Here is Brown. Brown can't make a play. Stevens is on the puck. Stevens around the goal. One hands it out front. Then he was stopped. Cleared in by Zalapski. Stevens on the puck quickly, but here's Lehman now. Coming away with Curvers. A pass to Curvers coming in. Curvers! Stopped by Peter Angelo. Good play by Lehman and Curvers, and Peter Angelo makes the save. Zalapski moving up with Brown. Had to get rid of it. Richardson going to the corner. He's starting back out. To center, Richardson along the boards. A good play for Don Booth. Center to Fergus, and he was stopped. Cullen. Ricci, the pass. Throw it back in front. Richardson now. He sees Fergus skating to the line at center. Fergus coming in. Got away from the hit. Now Richardson had a chance. Richardson on an angle passes off at center. Hard shot stopped by Pietrangelo. 3 Penguins on a move. Ricci coming over the line. Here's Bork going in. And he lifted one on his stick of Reese. And it goes high over the glass. We'll be back after this message.
At your Chrysler dealers of Ontario, you've told us this is what you want. Dodge Shadow and Plymouth Sundance. 3- and 4-door. Just $12,399. Price includes air conditioning and automatic. Plus 47 standard features.
I'll take it.
Plus, choose 8.9% factory financing.
I'll take it.
Or choose $750 guaranteed rebate. If the rebate goes up in the 1990 model year, you get the difference. Your Chrysler dealers of Ontario know you'll say,
Okay, we'll take it!
Frank Pietrangelo making 2 pretty big stops to keep his team alive. Ed Olczyk all alone in front, and you can see that Pietrangelo got his left hand up. And here's another one on Curvis, who jumped into the rush. Blew by all the Pittsburgh players, but couldn't get the puck past Pietrangelo. 2 big saves to keep his team alive tonight.
Toronto 2, Pittsburgh 1. Cullen on the draw for Bork. Cullen going after it. Fergus back of the net, dumped it in front. Ramage cleared the zone. Narwhal missed it near center. Dahlquist coming back in. Took a shot that Reese stopped with the stick. Now Ramage, as far as center, let it fly right on the net. Pietrangelo makes the save. Now Cullen coming in the left side. Bork coming in. Bork gets set. Back of the net. Now he's out front alone. And that's stopped by Reese. That's a fine save by Jeff Reese on Bork. What a play he made.
The Leafs are getting a little careless on giving up those 3-on-2s. They'll get burned if they keep doing it.
Cullen gets a shot right on, and Bork is in there, but Reese jams the hand down. And that brings the Leaf players in very quickly to help the goaltender, Jeff Reese.
Boy, Luke Richardson really decked Phil Bork when he was trying to pry the puck out of the pads of Jeff Reese. And when Richardson's rough and plays aggressively, here's the 3-on-2. He'd like to pass it, but can't. And then Richardson and Ramage run into each other, and Bork has a day and a half to score, but can't get it by Reese. Phil Bork, 8 years in the Pittsburgh organization, and last year was his first full year in the National League. In 6 games against the Toronto Maple Leafs, he has, in his career, he has 2 goals and 2 assists. And shifted from defense, where he played most of his minor league hockey, to forward here in the National League.
Tandy again, the winger on the line with Lemieux, but in to take the face-off. Bob Erie is number 12 for Pittsburgh. Here's Mario getting it back to Coffey. Steps up, now shoots. And Reese just got a piece of that. Puck winds up all the way down the ice. Pietrangelo comes out. He saw Reed skating in for Toronto, so he moved it. Francis Getty shot it back in. Reed hands it off McIntyre. Drilled it, and he missed the goal. Kept in by Iafrate. Now Coffey to Erie. Up for Lemieux, back to Erie, over the line. Here's Coffey coming in. Tandy, and he couldn't handle it in front of the net. Good passing coming across the Leaf line. Tandy failed to hang on to it, and this is icing now against the Toronto Maple Leafs, so they'll bring it all the way back.
Imagine taking your favorite game and making it easier to win. That's the whole idea behind the all-new Winterio Extra. Thousands of extra instant prizes up to $5,000. Extra cash prizes by matching just 2 numbers. And the big extra, a grand prize you win by matching only 5 numbers in any order. The all-new Winterio Extra. It's extra easy to win. 4
minutes and 51 1 second's gone in the second period.
Tony Taney's not a center, but he takes the draw when he's playing with Lemieux, who must have a bad arm or his back must be bothering him. Taney's done it all night.
He wins this one to Lemieux. Back to the line it goes. Here's the shot. The rebound is there. And cleared away by Curran. Centered. Another shot. The short side. Erie. Lemieux knocked down and slow getting up. Up the center. Olczyk. Osborne went up. Only the goal post. Olczyk ripped the shot off the post. Erie coming back to the right side for Taney. In with Lemieux, but he's stopped. Now Lemieux off the boards. A shot blocked by Reese. Lehman gets the puck out of the lead zone and down the ice. Kite coming back. Lehman was in. Couldn't center it. Now he does. And it bounced off his stick and got out over the blue line. Curvers to Osborne. To Lehman. Lehman left it there in front of the net. Kite covered up. Jim Kite goes back to the goal. Decides to get rid of it. That's what he does. And it is icing against Pittsburgh.
Well, I've seen teams worse than Pittsburgh in their own end without the puck, but not in the National Hockey League. Ed Olczyk on a 2-on-1 that was nicely played by Paul Coffey. I think Eddie wanted to pass it, but when he saw he couldn't, he snapped the wrist shot away that had Peter Angelo beaten, but it hit the goalpost. Mario Lemieux, of course, is a marked man, and here he gets hooked to the ice by Curran. And the referee, Marawelli, saw it and classed it as a dive.
And here's the face-off to the left of Peter Angelo. Thibodeau tied up. Quite effectively by Gillen. Now Thibodeau is knocked down. Loney is being held off to one side. So is Zemlak.
Troy Loney's going to get one penalty here. He punched Marois on the back of the head. Now, whether Marois got one earlier, we'll find out shortly.
Loney is going to the box alone.
Gillette announces a razor that can sense the individual needs of your face. Introducing the extraordinary Gillette Sensor Shaving System. Sensor blades are mounted on responsive springs to continuously sense and adjust to your face for the best shave a man can get. Closer, smoother, safer. New Gillette Sensor.
Troy Loney, the only penalty called on that last stoppage. Roughing is the call at 6:05. And the Leafs with a man advantage and the lead of 2-1. Stevens racing for the puck. It's dropped away off the boards, and Peterson brought it in. Stevens inside the line. That stops the play.
Well, this Pittsburgh roster, 6 Americans and no Europeans, and they are one of 4 teams in the National League who at the moment do not employ a European on their NHL rosters. Chicago, St. Louis, Toronto, and Pittsburgh. Here's the penalty right here. Loney and Marois. You can see why Loney was mad. Marois gave him a little elbow. Marawelli only called one of them.
Ramage and Curvers. Down Foose the pass. He turns around near the line. Drops it back to Ramage. To Curvers, to Don Foose. Shoots. Hit the side of the net. Leafs power play, but they'll start from center ice again as the Penguins cleared it. 1:25 left of the penalty. Curvers to Ramage. Up across center to Curvers on its skate. He handled it well. Got it into Don Foose. Zalewski takes over for Pittsburgh. And he finds the opening along the boards to shoot it away. Reese back there missed it. Here's the cover up. Now he loses it. And he nearly got in some trouble there with Bork coming in after him. He missed it first and left the net to pick it up and lost it again. Bork had a chance to swing around the goal, which is vacated. Couldn't do it, though. Deneen fires one the length of the ice. 40 seconds left in the penalty. Leafs haven't had a shot yet, and here they come again. Olczyk from center. Pounds it in. Lehman allowed the puck to roll back to Kermers. Now Lehman gets open. Lehman centered it. Nobody in front of the net. And it's going to be Cullen getting it to the line, but not out. Now he does, and skates with it. Cullen coming in for Pittsburgh. A shot. He just missed. A low shot. 10 seconds left of the penalty. Iafrate skating up the center and fell. Johnson coming in. Nearly got in there alone and was bumped at the last moment. Osborne back up. Here's Olczyk. Great save by Peter Angelo. Pace picked up now, and Coffey will add to that. Coffey, though, overskates the puck as he nears the Toronto blue line. Ramage up to Olczyk again. He gets rid of it. The Leafs want to make a change. They're nearing the 9-minute mark of the second period. Toronto leads 2-1. Stopped at the line. McIntyre shoots it to the corner. Lemieux on the puck in his own zone. Hands it off. Knocked down as he tried to go to center. And the Leafs again. Organized in their own zone. This is Richardson. He is forced back by Mario Lemieux. Gets away from him. Center flipped it in. Out of the net, Peter Angelo to Lemieux. He tapped it to Coffey, and he's away again. Coffey striding in there. Lemieux going for the net. Here's a shot from the line and blocked by Jeff Reese. And the Maple Leaf goaltender hangs on to it.
Evolution. Evolution is Molson's Special Dry. It's special because it's brewed longer with a revolutionary dry brew process, unique to Molson. It's special because it delivers an upfront taste that starts bold, yet finishes clean and refreshing, with no aftertaste. It could also be the smoothest beer you've ever tasted. Molson's Special Dry, the evolution of beer.
This is the youngest member of the Dan Daou family. Eric, and there's Eric's mother, Julie, and Dan. The second in the league in shorthanded goals, but first in the league in family by the look of it.
Yes, sir. Dad hasn't played a lot tonight. He's on early in the game and did a fine job when the Leafs were shorthanded. His major role now, really, with this Toronto team. Penalty killer, he's good at that. Here's Iafrate getting loose. He's right in. Stopped in the last second by Peter Angelo. Penguins get the puck up over the line, and Iafrate has Stevens tied up. Thibodeau turns alone, and for Don Foose. He hooked it back to Marois. The shot through right up.
Goes to the net like all good players do without the puck. Fights a little bit to get there. And Barry Peterson allows him to beat him to the front of the net.
And number 7, Gilles Thibodeau. Time 10:04. Vincent Damphousse from Daniel Marois and Gilles Thibodeau. Time 10:04.
Thibodeau and Marois at 10:04. John Foose, that's number 18 on the season. And he's another one of the Toronto forwards, Harry, who has really caught fire.
Really improved in his 2 years. His skating is 40% better now than it was when he first came to the National League.
Leafs are moving the puck up again. Pearson took his man to the ice, Deneen, and he did not like it. Hoped maybe there'd be a call on Pearson. Play goes right on. going to be a penalty to the Toronto Maple Leafs on that play. Got to be Pearson.
When it comes to renovations, there's no place like home. Because you'll find more than friendly advice. You'll find the right tools, quality brand names like Black & Decker, Benchmark, and Makita, and of course, great prices. So remember, when it comes to renovations, there's no place like home.
Welcome home, Home Hardware, home of the handyman.
Here he is, Scott Pearson, and he gets 2 minutes for hooking here at 10:44, and Mario Lemieux. Shutout so far tonight, will be on the ice again.
Top left, you can see that Pearson hooks the Penguin player right off his feet. This is when Lemieux is most dangerous.
Lemieux passed the puck off, gets it back again, takes a shot, it's blocked. Nearly set up a breakaway for Daoud. Lemieux shoots it from the blue line. Brown takes it, slept at it. Penguins keep it in. Mario in front of the net. Didn't get a pass. Now he has the puck himself. Along the boards, backhands it into the corner for Tandy. Tandy lost it. Now Mario Lemieux again for Tandy. And Reese got the right arm up. He has been very sharp for Toronto tonight. That puck came off his arm and went over the glass.
Well, you know, since Reese returned from Newmarket, he stands up a lot better and a lot more often than he did in his early days here with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Tony Tanny, who inside 30 feet, which is just a little out of range on this shot, can really let it go a little quicker than one thinks. The Reese was ready for it. With the big blocker, he put it over the glass.
Doug Carpenter was telling me this morning that Reese, he thought, has changed his style, as you mentioned, Harry, since going to Newmarket and now coming back up. When they first drafted him, he was a stand-up goaltender, changed a bit to butterfly, and now he's back up again.
Well, he plays his ankles very nicely, or is this time up with the Leafs. And, you know, no goalie's quick enough to stop shots in this league if he isn't a thinking man's goalie and takes away the net with good ankle play.
Pittsburgh on a power play. They're trailing the Leafs 3-1. Puck fired in by Peterson. Brown along the boards. Here's a pass to the far side. Peterson shoots it. Tandy got in front. And I'm afraid he was all over Lemieux at the side of the net and had him tied up. And Marsh had his man tied up.
Well, Tony Tandy doesn't get involved with like this very often. You know, and I think the Pittsburgh team on the power play, Bob, are looking a little too much for Lemieux, trying to extend that streak. Tony Tandy did it right on that play.
Well, here's an update for you now. Ron?
Bob, thank you very much. As you two have been saying, by these team standards, low scoring here is a surprise. That's not the case in Montreal. The first goal of the game, Buffalo and the Canadian Stéphane Richer with his 32nd on the year. Montreal first on the board with the edge on the Sabres.
And Mario, it's not panic time yet. 41 games straight now with at least 1 point. The record, 51, held by the great one, number 99, Wayne Gretzky.
Lots of Pittsburgh fans in Maple Leaf Gardens tonight. Can't tell by looking at those signs whether they're for the Leafs or Pittsburgh.
Well,
when Pittsburgh scored, there was quite a cheer in the first period.
No points tonight for Mario, the sign says, and so far it is accurate. And the Leafs chop it away down the ice. 55 seconds left in the Pearson penalty. Well, here come the Penguins. That is John Cullen. Stevens is close to him. Cullen bumped. Lemieux slapped it in front of the net. Nobody could touch it. Zelansky up the line. To Cullen. Mario Lemieux again. Looks in toward the net. Good play. Knocked down in front of the goal, however. Once again, Mario trying to set something up. Side of the net. Cullen centered it. Reese down. And Jeff Reese keeps the puck out. And they're standing up now and cheering the young goaltender, Jeff Reese. Boy, he has been tested. No question about that. And they have, the Leafs have seen some terrific passing inside the line, spearheaded by Mario.
Well, Curran lost his stick and got way too over-anxious and too far. You can't even see him, and he's a defenseman killing the penalty. There he is, and here he goes again. Too far out, and look at the chance the Pittsburgh Penguins had, but they could not beat Jeff Reese. And then McIntyre comes in and shovels the Penguin into the net.
Reese has had, Harry, 21 shots in this hockey game. Only one has gone in.
Well, he has an air of confidence about him, too, since his return after taking a little trip south to the American League that I didn't notice when he was first here. And he has been called the goalie of the future, and maybe the future is now for Jeff Reese and the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Bester is his backup tonight.
Well, everybody was telling Floyd Smith that he has to get a goalie if he wants this team to do anything this year. And Smith kept saying, we've got goaltenders in our organization. He wouldn't mention them, but maybe he was talking about Reese. Reese and Bester are a pretty good duo right now.
Well, the face-off to the left of Jeff Reese, will turn 24 next month. On the draw, but here's the pass, intercepted, and Dow has a breakaway. He's in, and Peter Angelo around him. Breakaway for Dow, couldn't score. It's centered again, they score! Dave Reed gets the goal.
And the Pittsburgh Penguins give up their 17th shorthanded goal of the season, and second tonight. Reed gets it after Dow should have got it. A breakaway all the way from the Pittsburgh blue line, and what a save by Peter Angelo. But he wasn't capable of stopping number 14, Reed, who's off to his left, coming around the net and jams it in on a wraparound. Tough play for Peter Angelo. Made a big save on the tough shot and then allowed the wraparound to go in.
12:39, the time of the goal. Makes it 4-1 Toronto. Dave Reed from Iafrate and Dow. And now Pearson is about to step out of the penalty box. And he's out now as the shot comes in from Old Chet. And Pittsburgh will be called for icing again. Richardson back to pick it up. So they'll bring it back to the Penguin zone. A 4-1 lead for the Leafs.
These days, your participating Texaco and Esso branded retailers are worth getting to know, because with your Sure Winners 2 coupon booklet and their magic pens, you'll receive a $1, $2, or $5 gasoline discount. Or there are instant win prizes, $1,200 in Esso gift certificates. RC